much within that range that he had earlier seen of 9,750 to 10,000. Oil marketing companies is where he's tactically added on to some long positions. But moving on, Biocon is a stock on our radar. The US drug regulator has agreed to give a 3-month extension of the target action date for its breast cancer biosimilar drug, Trastuzumab. Kiran Mazumdar Shaw, the CMD of the company, joins us on the phone line. Good morning, ma'am. If you could first tell us the reason for the extension of the date of the target action to the 3rd of December by 3 months for Trastuzumab.
Well, we understand that this is not unusual. The US FDA goes through a review process, and if they require more time to review, we understand that they, extend the review date. And this is what we understand has happened in this particular review process. And if we actually look at some of the other biosimilar dossiers, they have also had a similar extension. So we understand this is not unusual. Although this is the first time we are going through this whole review process, so, we actually had to rely on other previous data. So this is, I understand, is nothing unusual.
Kiran, morning. But was the request for extension made by Mylan, and was it triggered by the recent inspections by the regulators or the 8 observations outstanding by the US FDA inspection? I mean, I just want to understand if it was out of regulatory issues.
No, not at all. This particular review is the review of our CMC dossier. I think I had explained a little while ago that there are basically 3 aspects to the regulatory process. One is what they call the CMC dossier, which is what this extension is for. The second is, of course, the clinical data, which, as you know, has been approved by the ODAC, approval committee recently. And the third is the CGMP, where you know that we have actually submitted CAPAs to some of their 483s. So this actually has nothing to do with either of the other 2 tracks. This actually has to do with the review process of the CMC package. And this is the review extension that has been notified to us.
Right. Kiran, how does how does all this impact the date of commercialization?
This has absolutely no impact on our commercialization date, because a 3-month extension does not at all impact the commercialization date.
Okay, and if you could tell us what would be the commercialization date?
As you know, Mylan has entered into an agreement with the originator Roche, and they have agreed on a commercialization date which is confidential at this point in time. But all I can say is it will certainly not impact that commercialization date.
Okay, and what's the status of the inspection in March, April by the US FDA on the 8 outstanding issues?
Well, as you know, we've already submitted the CAPAs, and we are awaiting any feedback from US FDA.
Okay, but will you need a re-inspection of the plant before December?
I think this is being confused with the European inspection report. The Europeans have sought a re-inspection and not the US FDA.
Ms. Shaw, if you could just hold on, we need to cut across to the Finance Minister, Arun Jaitley, who is currently addressing the press at the Economist Summit, speaking about demonetization.
I'm not surprised by the ingenuity of the Indian public.